Hey guys, and welcome back to another video where today I'm going to be predicting the scores of week 15 of this, the 2021-2022 championship season. Now, as usual, we're going to have a quick look back at how well we all got on last week in week 14, and I can say from my point of view I came away with 7 points, no perfect scores, but top scorer for the week was Cameron Morgan Beattie, and Cameron came away with a great score of 14 points with 3 perfect results. How does that affect the overall league table? Well, as you can see, I'm still top of the table with 132 points and 26 perfect scores, but Shane O'Donnell is now on 119 points with 22 perfect scores, and the Dugout channel moving up again into 3rd position. I know there's 8 people playing now with over 100 points, so if you're not already playing, or if you're a little bit inconsistent, make sure you get your predictions week in, week out for this championship prediction show. So let's move on now to week 15. No midweek fixtures taking place this week, thank goodness, whether that's for the players or for myself for getting in these predictions videos, because I am, once again, as you can probably tell, I'm feeling a little bit rough yet again. So as usual, I'm up against the clock. I'm going to try and do this under 2 minutes. Haven't been able to do it really so far this season. So at the count of 3, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So Friday evening we got a matchup between QPR and Nottingham Forest. QPR surprisingly beaten away against Peterborough in the last match, and Nottingham Forest as well, after a good run of form of 4 wins on the bounce, they come a cropper at home against Fulham, who are now 2nd in the league. So a tight one on Friday evening, first to play of the weekend. I'm actually going to go for a draw in this one. Nottingham Forest's form recently has been superb, but at home QPR very good as well. So I'm going to go for a QPR 1, Forest 1. Then we move on to Saturday, where we've got Fulham coming up against West Brom, so it's 2nd against 3rd. Tough one to call, this one. West Brom had a good win last weekend where they beat Bristol City at home 3-0, and Fulham a superb win for them, winning 4-0 away against Forest. So tight one, but I think Fulham, with their quality, their passing ability, are going to take all 3 points in this one. So it's Fulham 2, West Brom 1 for me. Then we move on to Bristol City, who were on the end of that 3-0 defeat by West Brom, coming up against Barnsley, who are in dire straits now, losing their last 6 matches. So Bristol City at home, not too good. Whereas Barnsley, they got to pick up a point from somewhere, surely. I know they lost 3-2 last weekend at home, wasn't it? Yeah, it was against Sheffield Utd. So there's a little bit of hope there. They are scoring goals. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in this one. Next up, we've got Derby coming up against Blackburn. Derby, okay, the bottom of the table, 4 draws on the bounce, coming up against Blackburn's team, who did well. They're in currently in 12th position, a win last time out, but that was their first win in 5 matches, and that was against Reading. So I'm going to go for a win to Derby in this one. I'm going to go 2-1 to the Rams. Then we got Huddersfield coming up against Millwall. Huddersfield currently in 8th position. Millwall, a very good win last week, which was their 4th in the last 6 matches, which was at home against Stoke. So I'm going to go for a draw in this one. I'm going to go Huddersfield 1, Millwall 1. They've got Hull City coming against Coventry. Now Coventry, no win now in their last 3 matches, stuttering a little bit, but I think they should be too strong for Hull, who've lost 3 on the bounce now. So I'm going to go for Hull 1, Coventry 2. Then we've got Middlesbrough coming up against Birmingham. Middlesbrough, good away win against the hapless Cardiff at the Cardiff City Stadium, 2-0, and Birmingham beating Swansea after Birmingham were dropping like a stone. That was their first win in 6. So I'm actually going to go for a Middlesbrough win in this one, as Middlesbrough now has 4 wins in their last 5. So I'm going to go for Middlesbrough 1, Birmingham 0 in a tight affair. Then we've got Preston coming up against Luton. I think this is going to end up all square. I know Preston lost in their last match, but they are really the draw specialists of the league, drawing 6 matches so far this season. So I'm going to go for Preston 0, Luton 0, not many goals in that one, none at all in fact. Then we've got Sheffield United coming up against Blackpool. Another draw in this one. Sheffield United find themselves currently in 14th position, and Blackpool doing well. surging up the table, 4 wins in their last 6 matches, a good win at home against Preston in that Lancashire derby last time out, and a good away win as well. So, but I fancy Sheffield United to get something out of this one, so I'm going for a 1-1 draw. Then we've got Stoke coming up against Cardiff City. Cardiff City now moving on. Mick McCarthy. And in temporary charge is Mr. Morrison from the under-23s. So I can see Cardiff actually scoring a goal in this one, which will be their first in some 5 matches now. But I'm going to go for a Stoke victory, unfortunately for the Bluebirds. So I'm going to go for Stoke 2, Cardiff City 1. Then we've got Swansea City, the other team in South Wales, coming up against Peterborough. Swansea coming up a cropper against Birmingham last time out, and Peterborough getting a very good win, and that's their 2nd win on the bounce last weekend, and that was against, if I can remember now, who was it against? Come on, I'm up against the clock. It was against QPR at home, which was excellent, but I'm going to go for a 1-0 victory to Swansea. And last but not least, we've got Reading coming up against Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth will take all the spoils in this one, undefeated all season. I'm going to go for a 2-0 away victory to the Cherries. So stop the clock. That was 4 minutes 32, I believe. That's it for another week's predictions. Did make it under 2 minutes. Make sure you leave your predictions as a comment section. See if you can get yourself up that predictions league table and join me there in the top spot. Have a great week. Have a great time watching the Championship on the weekend. And I'll see you all in the next video, which will be with Nathan in the Premier League predictions for week, 10, I believe, in that. But for now, I bid you all farewell, and I'll see you all very soon.